Okay, I'm going to continue off where the last recording kind of shorted out. We need to look at this last month here where we earned $1,000,000, and we can now delete everything after that. So just delete all the row by using the numbers. When you're done, right click on the numbers and say delete those selected rows. Go back up to where the numbers are, and on April 1945 you will have $1,000,000 in your retirement fund if you follow this plan. If you deposit this much money, here's the key: if you can earn this much interest. You may not be able to earn 14% interest. It's not impossible. For many years I was able to earn 30% interest on some of my retirement accounts. Others lost some, so balance. But anyways, you have these numbers here, and the next thing that my instructions say to do is we want to know, out of that 1,000,000, how much is ours and how much did we earn. So like in the last project, we're going to use the sum function, and we are going to sum from here to C6. Now we could just drag our mouse all the way up to the top through 375 of these, but if this is 5 here, we know this would be 6 where it would end, and that's that number there. So we added $93,950, and if we copy this and paste it over here, the interest we earned was $910,000. So here's the wisdom of compound interest: is it adds up repeatedly. For our $100,000 investment, less than $100,000, we earn more than $900,000 in interest. That's how millionaires make their money. And if you start now while you're young, in April of 45, you'll have that. Now here's the next step. Underneath here, we need to find out, how old will you be? Okay, how old will you be when you retire? We use the date formula, equals date. And what we're going to do is subtract the year of A378, which is April 2045, minus the year you were born. Let's say you were born in 1960. Most of you guys are probably born in 1980. So we use 1980. And then we use the same month of A378 and the same day of A378. Put our closing parentheses. So we're essentially here subtracting 2045 from 1980, and that tells us we'll be 65 years old. So if you were born in 1980, that means you're already 34 years old. For you kids who are freshmen in college and you're only 19, let's change this to say you were born in 1990. Let's say you're 24 right now. Okay, you're 24 right now. You were born in 1990. You're 24. By the time you're 55, you'll have $1,000,000 saved up. You can collect $11,000 a month without even touching the principal. Each month you will earn $11,587. If you can live off that each month when you're 55. Now again, 45 years from now, 35 years from now, 30 years from now, 31 years from now, a loaf of bread might cost you $200. So that might not be enough, but that's how it works. All right, the next step then is to chart all of these. So we start from the top. We want to see how this looks graphically speaking. We're going to need some room, so we want to slide this over. Otherwise you won't be able to see all the stuff down here. So what we need to do is to take the first year from April to February, April to March. That's the first year. We start with nothing at the end of the first year. We need the date and the amount. We go up here to the chart wizard like we did in the last assignment. Click the chart wizard. It shows us a column, we can change this to a line chart. If we wait a second, it will show us. We can modify this to show us the points on the chart or not show the points. When you only have a few points, it doesn't look bad. Okay, but when you have a lot of points, it does. Okay, so there's our money, there's our dates. We do not need our legend over here because we only have one item, so we'll get rid of that. If we go to next, it's got the first row as a label, first column as a label, which we're not using. We go to next. It's got all the correct stuff there. We go to next. Here's where we need to give it a name, and this is going to be called something like first year earnings. And we don't need the legend, so we can take that off. And you can look at it, what's being displayed, X and Y. It's only got the grids going across this way. You can also make the grids going up and down. Doesn't look as good usually though. Hit finish. There's your chart. Now you have to put this in a new worksheet. So select this chart, and it's tricky selecting it. You don't want to have the green handles. You want to click off the chart someplace, back on the chart, so all you have is one set of handles. You should then be able to say right click, cut, make a new chart, right click, paste, and you can make it as big as you want to. Don't try to make it too big. And then we need to change these sheet names at this point. The first sheet renamed should be called contributions. What am I missing? Contributions. Okay. And this sheet here, rename this sheet to something like first year earnings. Our value, you could call it value, that's how the value. Save it, make sure you save it frequently. Okay, so now we want to see how much we earn. My instructions over here back on the site say to chart 1 year, chart 2 years. Okay, after charting the first year, you need to chart the next 10 years. So if this goes to April 14th, and we need to go down to 24, April 24, there it is, March 24. So grab these amounts and these dates. Sometimes it's easy to work backwards because you know when it's going to stop right there. So we have these 10 years worth of data points. We go to our chart. We again choose a line chart. Choose it without the lines because it'll look a little bit neater. Nothing here to change. Nothing here to change. Over here you don't need the legend. Here you need to give it a title. And if you want to put the number, 10 years earnings. Okay. Finish. There it is. Again, you only have part of the chart. You can see these colors here. Okay. You don't have the whole chart. Click off the chart. Click back on the chart. They're all green. You got the right thing. Right click, cut it. Come down here, make a new chart or a new worksheet, paste it in there. Change it from sheet 3 to what it actually is. 10 years earnings. Okay. Now here you'll notice you can't see all the names. So you can grab this line, move it over. This here's the scroll line. You don't need that much. And then you can display all these too. So there's 10 years, and then we need 20 years. So you can start from the top or the bottom. If we need 20 years, that takes us down to 1934. March, I went a little bit too fast. Okay, March of 34, because we always start in April. We always end in March. We have those values selected. And go to our chart wizard again. Pull this back in. It's a line chart. no dots. Forgot to give it a title. Oh well, I can just delete on the legend and delete that. Up here, it's a little bit harder if you forget to put it in. Sometimes when you click on something, the chart, and then you right click and go to insert titles, there will be a title, and now I can say 30 years earnings. Okay, you can rewind that. I'll show you again. So select the chart, not a legend, not an axis. Select the chart. Chart needs a label, so right click it. It says insert title, and here's our 30-year earnings, and there it is. Now click off the chart and back on the chart so you have the whole chart, not just part of the chart. Copy it, click the plus to make a new, paste it in there, give it the correct name, rename, "30-year." Now notice I've used plurals all along except for this one, so I want to keep it the same. 10 years, 30 years. First year is singular, the others are plural. And then the last thing to collect is until you reach $1 million. So we go back to our contributions. Oh, I think I said copy instead of paste, didn't I? Yes, I did. So I made a mistake. All I like to do is click on this again, hit the delete key, and it's gone. You can rewind that. Okay, so now here's $1 million. I want to select all that data. Okay, just the date and the fund value. Line chart, no points. Make sure I don't go finish too soon. Not until I get over here where I can turn the legend off the easy way. Lifetime earnings, because I'm retiring now. Okay, click off the chart, click on the chart, right click, cut it. Right click, paste it. Change the name of the sheet. Lifetime earnings, okay? Save it, make sure you save it. And here we have our contributions. As per the trading rubric, you should reach this on April 19, 2045. You should have $1,004,781.29. Principal should be exactly $93,950. The interest earned should be exactly $910,831.29. If not, one of your formulas is wrong. Go back and watch the video again and see what you missed. Here's the first year earnings, kind of flat. Second year earnings, as you start to accumulate and compound interest, it gets higher and higher until you've got your $1 million. Save this and you are done. Go ahead and upload this file. Make sure everything is correct and submit it. And we're done. Okay, the last thing you have to look at, consistency, dollars and cents. The dates are all correct. Okay, dollars and cents. The dates are all the same. Notice May, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, all evenly spaced. Dollars and cents, May, every 3 years. Because we have a higher date period, this is consistent every 3 years. Here again, May, every 4 years. Consistency. All right, that should be good. That's it. Thank you, and good luck. If you have questions, email me.